The Health Secretary has said he's cautiously optimistic that the government can substantially reduce COVID restrictions as ministers prepare to review Plan B measures next Wednesday.
Due to these pharmaceutical defences and the likelihood that we have already reached the peak of the case numbers and hospitalisations, I'm cautiously optimistic that we'll be able to substantially reduce measures next week.
The Sun talked to virologist Johnathan Ball, who is cautious about coining what some have described as the pandemic endgame, but says it is time to rethink how we deal with COVID-19 and restrictions long term.
To think of these big statements about the pandemic endgame, this will be the end of coronavirus and the problems that we know. It won't be. In future, we will still have serious disease and deaths because of coronaviruses, and we see serious disease and deaths through other viruses. But what is clear is that the scale of the problems that it will cause us as a population, certainly within the UK, maybe not globally, but certainly within the UK, will be far more limited. And therefore, we do need to come up with a different strategy, a different plan for how to deal with this virus for the next outbreak that there inevitably will be. Are we going to continue to force people to self-isolate? I think, we need to discuss that very openly, look at the evidence and come up with a plan that keeps the virus in perspective. And so it limits the amount of harm that the virus can cause. And by harm, I don't just mean harm caused through infection, but I also mean harm caused through restrictions and lockdowns and other things which impact on people's lives.
Ministers have been hinting the Plan B review will see an end to working from home restrictions and the need for vaccine passports for large events, although masks are likely to stay. Valerie Brown, The Sun.